in 2017, according to the International Organization for Migration, Gambia was ranked 10th among the people entering Europe irregularly. When you look at our population, that is actually something that is very scary. And then where human beings believe that their survival is based on Allah, and then where misinformation thrives, then there is always a problem for young people to actually believe that it is only Europe that can make their dreams a reality. Upon arrival, they realize that the entire journey does not even worth it. But we live in a society where migration is considered as a rite to passage, where young people need to go out and then fend for their families, where the society keeps young people who are not success in quotation, where our government also needs to adjust, because that is why people put a government in place, and then this is why people actually pay their tax. But when you have a society where young people believe that they cannot be independent economically in their country, what hits them is the issue of the aspiration versus the capabilities. Because these young people aspire to be successful, but they realize that probably they could not have the success that they yearn for in this country. And the only available option is their capabilities. So if the aspiration is high and then you don't have anything to do, you have the capabilities to migrate. And many a time, young people don't have the capabilities to migrate because of either financial reason or whatsoever. So this actually pushes them to take the irregular route because they perceive that the government does not include them. And then just like Auntie Gay said, peer pressure, what you see in your neighbors, it becomes difficult for you to convince these young people. As a migration enthusiast that have worked with both forced and voluntary return, and then the would-be migrant, you will realize that we have a big societal problem that we need to solve. Because many a time our interventions are based on deterrence instead of how to build the young people to understand the necessities of becoming good citizens. And then just in 2005, when Frontex came, they started spending a lot of money. And now the number of people that enter Europe has drastically gone down because Frontex is giving a lot of money to the Libyan Coast Guard, to the Coast Guards in Algeria, Mauritania, and even next door neighbor here, Senegal, to make sure that they stop migrants from entering. The funds that they give to those people are not actually meant to build schemes, but to actually create that invincible fence to prevent young people from leaving. And this is where the European funds becomes problematic. But because instead of adjusting the structural problems of migration, most of the pressure is actually put on deterrence. And I think this is where the government also needs to come to play, to make them understand that when you fund these activities, this is how we want them to go. But again, he who actually feeds you controls what you think. So this is where the problem actually lies.